All right, today we are diving headfirst into a battle for the very soul of software development. We're talking about the IDE war of 2025, a showdown between the reigning champ, Cursor, and Google's brand new challenger, Antigravity. And this entire conflict, this whole thing, it really boils down to one massive question. Are we about to stop writing code and start managing agents instead? So let's set the stage. For a little while now, one tool has pretty much owned this space. But now, a new challenger has stepped into the ring. And folks, it looks like it could change the entire game. So in one corner, you've got the champion, Cursor. It's been the absolute darling of the developer community for the last couple of years. And in the other corner, you have the challenger, Google Antigravity, a totally new agent-first platform that's promising a completely different way to get work done. But here's the thing. This isn't just a simple feature-by-feature comparison. No. The real fight here is between two completely different philosophies. It's about the entire vibe, the very atmosphere of how we build software. See, Cursor's whole reason for being is speed. It's built to make you, the developer, faster, stronger, a pilot in complete control of your craft. Antigravity, though, its philosophy is delegation. You're not the pilot, you're the commander, giving orders to autonomous agents that do all the heavy lifting for you. And this quote just nails the Cursor experience. Think about it, like your Iron Man. The IDE is your suit. It gives you unbelievable power and speed, but at the end of the day, you're still the one in there throwing every single punch. Its killer feature? People call it tab completion on steroids. It doesn't just finish your sentence, it feels like it reads your mind, filling in entire blocks of complex logic. It's like a seamless extension of your own brain. Now, Antigravity offers a totally different feeling. It's less like being a pilot and more like being a punk rock frontman, right? You're not there to tune the amps or check the mics. Your job is to grab the mic, scream 1, 2, 3, 4, and command the stage. You let your band, the agents, handle the instruments. And Antigravity's signature feature is something called artifacts. Basically, every single time an agent does a task, it creates this perfect, verifiable paper trail. We're talking plans, logs, even screenshots. It's a complete audit of exactly what happened and why. And this is a huge deal, as we're about to see. Okay, so we've got the philosophies down. Now let's put them to the test in a real pressure cooker of a showdown. We're going to go 3 rounds, and the setting is fintech, a super high-stakes, heavily regulated industry where every single line of code counts. Round 1, the audit trail. In an industry like finance, you can't just change code. You have to be able to explain why it changed, sometimes to an auditor. Traceability is absolutely everything. And right away, this is where you see a massive difference. Cursor is blindingly fast, but that speed can be a problem. I mean, how do you explain to an auditor that the change was made because a junior dev just accepted 500 lines of AI code? It feels risky. But Antigravity, with its artifacts, creates a whole plan before it does anything. It feels safe, like a senior engineer handing you a detailed design document. So for round 1, yeah, it's not even close. In a world that demands accountability and safety, Antigravity's plan-first approach takes a decisive win. All right, on to round 2, the get-it-done factor. Because let's be real, sometimes you don't need a 5-page report, you just need to be fast. This round is all about pure, raw speed for everyday tasks. And here, the tables are completely turned. That whole process in Antigravity of assigning tasks and waiting for plans, it can feel kind of bureaucratic for small jobs. If all you want to do is change a button from blue to green, you don't need to call a committee meeting. Cursor, on the other hand, it's instant. Type a simple command, and boom, it's done. Absolutely perfect for those quick hot fixes. So when it comes to just pure, unadulterated speed, there's really no contest. Round 2 goes to Cursor. It is still the undisputed king of just getting things done and getting them done fast. And now for the final round. The one that gives every developer a cold sweat, the legacy code nightmare. Yeah, we're talking about digging into those old, tangled, barely documented code bases. Now this is where it gets really interesting, because they both excel, just at completely different parts of the problem. Cursor is absolutely brilliant at understanding the code. You can ask it, hey, where is this weird variable defined? And it'll find it for you instantly. Antigravity, though, shines at refactoring the code. For a huge multi-file migration that might take a person days, you just give it the task and it spins up a bunch of parallel agents to just knock it out. You know what? Because they solve two different but equally massive legacy code problems so well, we have to call this round a tie. One is like a brilliant code detective, and the other is a tireless construction crew. So, after 3 intense rounds, where does that leave us? What's the final verdict? Which one of these tools should actually be in your developer stack? Well, it really comes down to who you are. If you're a developer, someone who loves the craft of coding and wants to stay in that flow state, you gotta stick with Cursor. It might be the best editor ever made. But if you're a manager, someone who needs to orchestrate outcomes and manage complexity, then Antigravity is your future. It's not an editor, it's a software factory. But maybe, just maybe, the smartest move is not to choose at all. Maybe you use both. Use Cursor to build that first version, that MVP, where you can leverage its insane speed and agility. And then, when you're ready to get serious and go to production, you bring in Antigravity to refactor and harden the code, using its safety and audit features. And that brings us right back to that huge question we started with, a crossroads for the entire industry. So I'll leave you with this. Is the future of software going to be built by developers, or is it going to be delegated to agents? The answer to that is going to define the next decade of technology. Thanks for tuning in.